And we are back in the front of our little mining vehicle. Taking a little bit of a look out on the ice sheets. Looking at our little breadcrumb trail of little stone and ice blocks. Back to our base. We did a lot of work yesterday. Gathering yesterday. Last episode. That episode was this afternoon, so I guess for some people it is today. I mean, the videos come out one day after others. So yesterday, we were focusing on mining some materials, just so we can get some iron going. I think that's still fine. Yes. So, what we're gonna work on today is a few things. First off, I want to use the Atlas to move one of the ship chunks that I've had my eye on for quite a while. That we have actually explored quite early on. It was one of the earlier bigger chunks that we have seen. That's the one we're gonna pick up now. The reason why we're gonna do that one first is because I know it's gonna be a very easy one to grab. So let's work on that. Alright. Wait, can I not just dump this at the bottom of the connector? There we go. Let's do that as well for the foot. Oh, lag. There we go. Now we have a foot and a arch block. And that should actually be all there is to it. Maybe some steel block or some steel plates. I think they were in here. Yeah. Let's just bring 40. That's more than enough. My hydrogen tank should be topped off. And let's go. Now this is one that I actually liked, because this is one of the this is a ship I actually explored before I even had the jetpack. Now, if you were a very die-hard watcher of my videos, you might know which video that is. But let's try to do that now. Also, I'm gonna have to change sooner or later the way I set up my merge blocks. But where? Oh, that's I was just being a dummy. We are gonna go to this way. I just don't know what the GPS coordinate of it was called. Not this one. It wasn't the red one either. Ramble shack with battery? No. Rocket rover, scavenge big antenna? No. Ship with hydro and ion. Fix. I think that's the one. Yes, that's the one. Because it says fix, but plans have changed. This poor vehicle is only there for spare components. And if you don't know which ship it is, you'll soon realize why. Because it's not really a very well protected ship. Let's just put it like that. Alright, let's set back burning at 2.7. Let's see if that's correct. Okay, so I can maybe try it from 2 point. Turn around overhead. Install a merge block and connect to it. We still have the little cloud to the side of the Atlas. I still don't know what that does. It's coming from one of the blocks that are inside the Atlas. Maybe it is the merge. Who knows? Okay. Just go side. I'm just gonna do the same thing as we did with the potential rear. Yep. Yeet. Just gonna install 2 blocks, then we're gonna install a merge block. We're gonna build this merge block. Thank you. I'm gonna go back into the Atlas. Then we're gonna attach to it. Alright, let's see. We're very close. Let's turn the merge block back on. Ship is upwards, backwards, and a little bit to the right. Go. Vicinity of it. Turn it a little bit. Should be calculating it probably right now. There we go. Fully attached. Alright. Let's leave the thrusters off for now. Let's install that foot first. The landing gear. Does it even have some upwards thrust? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. Does it have some hydrogen? Yeah, it does. If we just activate most of the front parts of this thing. So as you can see, this ship basically is everything that we need to install in the big ship. It has ion thrusters, it has large hydrogen thrusters, it has a lot of small hydrogen thrusters, it has some massive hydrogen tanks. I think that one's broken, but fixable with just standard components. Then we have some large storage, large storage, large storage. And we have a front part with perhaps some interesting buildings or blocks inside of it. All the way in the front we have the helm that I actually built. Warp drive, some cryopods, and for the rest it's just a standard base. Basic refinery. Yeah. There's a lot about this base that is just very interesting that we can save for ourselves. There's even some materials down here. Let's take a quick look around here. We have some small reactors, small cargo. We have a standard assembler with 2 speed modules, survival kit. This thing is just a very... If we can just take this apart and use it as spare parts for our actual big ship, then I could use pretty much everything. And the fun part about it, it's all hinged that this antenna is in the ice. If I break this antenna in any way or decouple it in any way, this entire ship will fall to the ground. Which is why I found this one so interesting. Because it's basically already in the air. We nearly have to do nothing to get this one to work. So what I'm gonna do is just install a block. Just let's go into the connector. Get me myself some components. There we go. Let's call it rescue, like we did with the last one. Rescue. We're gonna make that one word, yeah. There we go. Now, if I remove the antenna, ship should be standing on this. Well, I guess it's time.
Inventory full.
Thought so. Those communication parts are expensive. Or not expensive, heavy. Ow.
Inventory full.
Oop.
Inventory full.
I know, I know. Flying back and forth.
Inventory.
Flying back and forth. Right. Okay, let's now set on the foot. The foot lower than the flight parts. Yes, alright. Then let's see, can I repair these blocks? Do I have enough steel plates for that? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay. Can I repair these two as well? Do I have the steel plates for that? Yes. Lag. Good. Now, let's go for it. Rescue. Switch lock. I forgot to turn on the engines for the other part. Whee! Let's see. Let's just turn everything on. Or just thrust. Let's just turn everything on. Because we can turn everything in the atlas off manually. I forget that I have to not turn off the things. Alright. Well, this should have more than enough force to fly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Especially the forward thrust. Yeah, forward thrust is more than enough. Mm-hmm. We might even take off those little parts on the sides and just install them in the broken ship as is. But we'll see about that. Let's see, I stopped burning at like 2.1 this time. Will I overshoot it? I think I will overshoot it. All depends on what weight you have with you as well. Actually, 2.1 might actually be pretty nice. Okay, be careful with landing. Upwards thrust is not that much. Okay, that's it. Then good. When backwards thrusting goes a lot of it faster with braking. Let's just put it like that. We also have to be careful with our hydrogen. We should really change the way our atlas connects to the base. Install a connector with the setup that we currently have, the merge block. Alright, let's check how many blocks away. That's 4 blocks away, it seems. 1, 2, 3. No, it's 3 blocks away. Yeah, that's possible. We just have to put the connector up 1 or 2 blocks. There we go. And it is attached. Alright. Let's put these to fill, and now let's connect them appropriately. Yeah, they're already connected close to each other. There we go. Then let's install a correctly colored conveyor. I need interior plates. Alright, let's just snoop them. Install a connector. I don't think you can attach anything to a connector, so I think this shouldn't be attached to each other. Let's see if my theory works. Yeah, so they're not connected as a block. Good. Then let's connect. Now it should recharge my hydrogen. Let's see. Yeah, they're already filled. That's fast. But that's exactly what I needed. Alright. So now we can refuel the Atlas a little bit better. Secondly, I am very sorry for this that I have to do this in a video, but excuse me for this. In the meantime, I really will it, and otherwise I have to edit the entire video again. It will be very fast. So, excuse me for this, but if you skip ahead 2 minutes, then it should be done. My sincere apologies. It was just a necessary thing. Don't want to go into too much details. The plan for the rest of this episode, we can remove the ship with hydro and iron. Yes. I believe this one is the one that we have taken. Let me take a quick look so I can remove the GPS coordinate. What I want to work on today is take the first few steps to turn the big ship slightly already into the new base. Interesting that this was a different playlist, but it still has some of the same music. I already can't see any part that seems like it was over there, so... Is there anything in this that I actually need later on? Or can we just use this as like a recharging base? Oh, I remember how long it took to get through this. Oh, this is a terrible one to get through. There's some antennae if we need that, but the rest. Right. So we can remove that GPS coordinate as well. At some point, I want to get through most, if not all, of the GPS coordinates and move them over to the big broken ship. That turns into a big fixed ship. It is going to be a ship that we're going to call something. We're going to give it a name, but I don't know yet. If anyone has some good suggestions for what we're going to call the big ship eventually, then I'm always open for that. Alright. Right. Back at base. There's a few batteries that we can take to it if we need to, but I think for now what we're going to focus on is just getting some of the components there into the ship. Large potential part of the ship is also something we could take a look at. Potential rear of the ship, the other one we're gonna... This one is at least done. So let's take a look. We should have... There's also one that has yield mod. Alright. Let's turn on most of them and let's take a little bit of a tour. So, Ramble Shack we don't need. Power efficiency modules, cryo. We're gonna check the potential, the other location of the potential rear of the ship. Large potential part of the ship. Grind scrap comms. Big grid batteries and scrap. We can still take, take the base ship with us. A singular big grid battery. I remember this one. This is a crazy build. Like, why was this even in? Alright, and we can put this one. Alright, let's look around. Spare parts, big grid. Potential rear of the ship is there. Large potential part of the ship. Okay. What else? Spare parts, big grid is over there. Okay. Because what we want to do, let me take a look first. Because interesting thing is that most of the large grid big items are all 3x3x3 or 3x3x4, stuff like that. If you look at the refineries, they're 3x4x4 if you put all the efficiency modules on it. But if we look at this ship, currently a lot of it is fixed, as you can see. A lot of these blocks have been repaired for a large majority because I believe I attached the rover to it, yeah, with a lot of steel plates. So most of these blocks have been repaired or are in the process of being repaired. But as you can look on the inside here, a lot of this location is 3 blocks high, which means that a lot of extra big items can be placed on the inside of this ship. So my plan going forwards with this ship is make this floor intact. Just make most of this intact, at least on this backside. Keep the roof open, maybe even open it a little bit further. And just place some of the larger grid items in the backside. Like refineries with yield modules, for example. Just so we can have most of the industrial part near the back. And we can have some storage in the middle maybe, or maybe on the sides. We'll work on that at least. Still don't get really what this is. Oh, okay, so this is like some extra weapon. I mean, that's fine, that's fine. But that's at least what we're working towards right now. So, removing a little part of the roof and installing a little bit of the flooring. And then we're just gonna work towards placing a lot of materials here. And then we're gonna be installing some large hydrogen thrusters down here as well. Just like we have here, some small grid. Let me guess, all the steel plates are out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Most, if not all, of the components from this rover have been used, which was the idea, so that's fine. Ooh, there were some motors that weren't used. That's interesting. Okay. At least the rover is empty now. Okay. So, we need to get in some way new components over to this base. And one of the ways we need for that to happen is an assembler and a refinery to be just kickstarting this off. So what we're gonna see if what we can do is get one of these refineries hooked up into the new ship. And to do that, we need to unhook one of these refineries. But the problem is these refineries connect to each other and to the modules on the bottom. So I need to unhook these refineries from one another, which is the hardest part. And the best way I can do this is by grinding up or disconnecting the middle one. The only problem is that if I do that, this entire thing will fall. So we need to grind this in a way that that doesn't happen. Blast doors are pretty nice. That gives a lot of components. What I want to do is just prepare for anything to fall off. Don't know why that's not possible to place, but really doesn't want to get into the ice. Okay, let me just place some blocks that are close to the ice. so if something goes wrong, I can at least let it rest on the ice. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna, every component that we're gonna grind off of this, we're gonna store in here. That way these components will be used for reparations inside the big ship. Now what we're gonna do is do the most dangerous thing out of all of them. Detach the first refinery. Then all 4 of the modules will be disattached as well. Ooh. It's already being a little bit more jumpy. Oh yeah, the ion thrusters we were gonna move with the hauler because otherwise everything is gonna fly everywhere. And keeps happening that we're gonna drop the components into the rover. I would be very happy if at least one refiner is already installed. It's just that we have to think about where we're going to install it, because currently the base is very freeform. Oops. Oh, that didn't damage it. Alright. Give it some components. Those 4 modules are disattached from the refiner, but they're of course attached to the steel blocks underneath it right now, because that's how I made it. Now I believe there was an assembler here with 4-speed modules on it as well. Ooh, actually, this is now made? Fully? Yes. Ah, so this is now fully attached. Good. That way this build system can repair things as well with the materials that are in the rover. Let's see. Here's the assembler. Antennae. Here's a large cargo. There's just a lot of components that are very, very high up, so I have to be very careful with a lot of things. Maybe that's the hardest part about placing it on a foot. Should have perhaps placed it closer to the ground, but we'll figure out a way to do this. Let's just first remove anything that is non-essential. Just to make it a little bit easier on myself. This gravity generator is going to be very important. We're going to install many of those. Air vents are going to be important. We're going to install many of those. Ship is also very bare bones in color. We're going to get to that.
Energy low.
I really don't want to work from from back to front with this ship, because there's just so much to do with the backside. Just thrust in general is going to be such an issue with this thing. Because it's so big, so much mass. We're going to need so much thrust as well. Which is good that we got that one because it has so many thrusters, but it also has a large hydrogen thruster. We'll get to that. It has a lot of storage, which we're going to use as well. There's an armory. I'm just going to quickly check what was in the front part of this. Battery. That's nice. Fully repaired. Interior wall. Don't care. Break it down. Oh, it was this one. Yeah, yeah. It's fine. We're breaking it slightly. We're not going to save most of the ship anyway. But you said it was going to be fixed? No. Potential fix. Okay, let's just destroy this. We don't need this. We don't need that. That's the first part that we really want from this. Well, ooh, no. Didn't know this entire chunk would be just disattached. Did it break anything? Doesn't look like it. Slightly damaged the cryo chamber.
Inventory full.
It could be worse. Could have blown up something. Alright. Let's just work towards this. More room we have, the better. We're gonna make it that there's really only bare base components left. Because then the hauler will have a lot easier time moving stuff around. Move the catwalks. We need to think about where to place all the storage as well. Is there anything in this one? Or some girders. Okay. Let's disattach it. Okay. It's very free floating. That's good. Okay. Let's turn this on, turn these on. Okay, all the power is on. That's unattached.
No fuel.
A lot went wrong there. I'm actually surprised these didn't break. Wow. That could have ended so badly. I'm actually surprised why it went wrong. It just immediately collapsed, even though I had the engines on run. Was the dampeners not on? The dampeners are currently on, so that should be an issue. Oh boy. Well, let's fly a few times back and forwards, because holy damn. That was so stupid of my... I don't know why. I thought I did everything correctly to start up, but... I guess I was wrong. Oxygen tank got the hits. O2H2 generator got a hit. Alright, let me just repair what I can. Let me just, I don't know why my backpack is so full, but I can't repair. Oh, it's scrap metal. Okay. I just, store that somewhere. Let me just store it in here. Sure. Okay, let's fly back and repair it as far as I can. That was very stupid of me. I still don't get what went wrong. I also don't know if I have the materials to actually... Or if it has enough power to turn around. A spider just flew past my face. A silly Billy. Very scary. It's one of those that kills mosquitoes, so it's fine in my book. It like flew, it like sank past my head on like a little wire. She's like, sorry, I have to pass by you. Of course, metal grids are gonna be the problem again. Mostly also because we don't have any cobalt yet. Let's just fly back. Now there's spider wire everywhere. But to be fair, I still have less issues with that than I would with mosquitoes, so it's fine. Eight metal grids. That's for both of the thrusters. Just first see if we can just repair everything without it being set on fire. I hope that all the batteries didn't get taken a hit, because I don't have any power cells at the moment to fix it. Yeah, the batteries definitely got a hit. These are all missing the power cells. Such a shame. Oh, these sci-fi thrusters are also broken. Oh, this is terrible. I still don't get why it happened though. I don't get it.
No fuel.
No fuel? Why? Are all my batteries broken? Did it turn to... Oh no, that was the problem. I set my batteries to charge. Okay. It's a bit wobbly. It's a bit wobbly, but I can at least bring it back to base. Repair it there. My god, I'm very glad that none of them actually exploded. Some of the batteries at the top are broken, but those are just small batteries. Oh, did the thrusters at the fronts break? Not all the hydrogen thrusters at the front are fixed. Let me turn around then. There we go. That's the easier way to brake. Let's just not go full speed. Then install it at the top and hope that I can repair it. We just have to get some cobalt from metal grids. Okay, let's balance out again. Let's install ourselves at the roof. Well, then it's gonna take a little bit longer to get this thing, to get the big ship working. It's already repairing. Nice. Well. What? There we go. Okay, what is my repair station missing? Probably some motors or something? Metal grids, of course. Large atmospheric thruster. Just need some metal grids. So if I fly back to iron, nickel, cobalts and just get some. Was this a tunnel only to iron? Yeah. Did I not get the cobalt yet? Where is the cobalt in this part? I would think. Let me get my little mining vehicle. There it is. Let's get some cobalt. Not too much, I think. It's just enough so I can make some metal grids. Ah, that was so stupid. I wanted to build stuff this episode, not crash into stuff. Guess that's just me being a dummy. Okay. Let's see, where's this cobalt? Nickel, cobalt. Cobalt's a little bit down there. I still want to see if I can just drive a little bit around and turn around my vehicle down there. Okay. So mine with left click. Okay. How much stone do we have currently? A lot, but we also have a lot of iron. Alright, so this is just gonna be an iron run again. Let's just go ourselves for the cobalt then. Cobalt should be blue, right? There we go. That looks very cobalt-like. I don't know how many metal grids we can make with just a little bit of cobalt. But we'll see. We just have to make it work. Let's just get a little bit more.
Inventory full.
Okay, there we go. Okay, stop spewing. Okay, 23k iron. Mm-hmm. A little bit of cobalt. Let's make some metal grids. Then we're just gonna make all the components necessary to repair my hauler. Because we need that. The Atlas is way too big to move certain items around. The hauler is like the ideal size to maneuver stuff like large items, like refineries in. I just hope that it can carry in an entire refinery with yield modules in one go. Otherwise I will have to move them all one by one. There we go. Let's help the refineries a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna take forever. But it's fine. Let's just up the production, at least for metal grids. It's the first few that I'm making, I think, in the entire game so far. Now we're immediately also repairing other things. Let's see. Okay, these are being made. Some of these batteries are just broken. And I don't have the power cells to fix them. Can't believe that I did so stupid by... okay. They're at least fixed now. Most of the ship is fixed except for those few batteries. Oh. Oh, I was standing on top of a hydrogen thruster. Okay. Now. Shall we fly back? Hopefully without dying this time. How full is our... Let's just top up on hydrogen again. We can't top any further. Well, we have more than enough hydrogen. Guess not anymore. Okay, let me do something about that as well. That's the good thing about a mining vehicle. Turn both of the connectors off. set them both to -15. This is the reason why I gave these wheel suspensions so much strength. Alright, let's check real quick what the inventory I currently have. Yeah, it should be enough ice. Oh, I went too far. I have to go there, to the white cross. Jesus says hi. There we go. And there we go. Now we should have some ice again. Okay, let's see if we can top off our vehicle now. %. This is gonna take a while, so we're just gonna focus on at least getting the flying back. 4 damaged, I know. It's fine. At least our big batteries are a little bit hidden. Okay. This should fly now. There we go. I was very dreading pressing the unlock button. Let's try our first part removal. Don't forget that the ship is larger than you sometimes think. I don't really want to get out of there. Most also because the sidewards drift is still pretty big on this ship. Because the atmospheric thrusters are being used for the stabilization. Okay, let's just put this down for now. We'll think about where to put all of this later on. Okay. Good to know that I can at least move some parts around without issue. Okay. It's interesting though, because I haven't encountered a single build with a what is it called? A industrial assembler. I've only found these 2x2x1 assemblers like this one. But the good thing about this one is though that it has the speed modules on all sides. If I detach this antenna, it's gonna fall. It's probably gonna die. I really want to move this entire assembler and then install it into this ship. Kind of what I want to do is there's some space here, and I really want to install the refineries in this position. I need the roof to be gone to do that though. But there's some specific motif to the roof that I actually think would be nice to copy and alter in the location. Because it seems like there was like some structure that got from there to here. And it seems like we had something similar on the other side as well. There's at least some thrusters that were placed here. There's one thruster there, one thruster on this side. Yeah. There's probably one over here as well. Right here. Some rows of thrusters here, some rows of thrusters there. This hole used to be a large ion thruster. We can put that back because I think we have a spare part that has one of those. So much is still on fire here. If we could just install those refineries here, that would be so good. Then we can install these large as well for all the ingots and all the ores. It is something I do have to think about. I think that will be at least where we leave this episode. It's a bit of a shorter one for my doing, 1 hour and 9 minutes. But that's mostly because I have some things to do tomorrow and I have to go to sleep at some point. I was planning on doing other things, but then I broke the hauler, so my apologies for that delay. I'm actually amazed that none of these actually blew up. With my luck, I would have expected at least one of them to be permanently damaged. I'm very glad that it didn't. But at least, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode and see me suffer, then thanks, I guess. And if you enjoy my content, then please subscribe for the next episode, I guess. I will try to upload daily. So we will have at least one video per day of my nonsense. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.